Hi everybody, this video is going to cover finding the average rate of change, which is also referred to as the AROC or the slope of a line given a table. So we're giving a table of X and Y values, and what we want to do is we want to find our change in Y over our change in X. And this is the same thing as our slope. So that's what we're looking for. To do that, we'll start at the top of the table where we have our X values, and we'll find our change in X values. To do this, we just look and see what the change is between the X values that we have. So if we went from 0 to 1, we added 1. From 1 to 2, added 1. 2 to 3, added 1. And 3 to 4, added 1. So our change in X is plus 1 or a positive 1. Let's see what our change in Y is. From 4 to 6 is plus 2. 6 to 8 is plus 2. 8 to 10, plus 2. And 10 to 12 is plus 2. These are our change in Y's because our bottom values are our Y values. And we know that because it says X up here and Y down here. So to find our slope or our change in Y over our change in X, we just take our change in Y value, a positive 2, and put it on top of our change in X value, which is a positive 1. So this would be 2 over 1, which just reduces to 2. So the slope of this line, the average rate of change of this line, the AROC of this line is just 2 over 1, or you can say 2. Let's try another one. All right, so we're going to start by finding our change in Y and change in X. And remember, you want the Y, the change in Y, to be on top of your change in X. So it's kind of counterintuitive. The one on the bottom is going to go on top. But let's see what our X's are doing. This from negative 2 to 0 is a plus 2. 0 to 1 is plus 1. 1 to 3 is plus 2. And 3 to 4 is plus 1. So you can see there's a difference in this one because our X values change. It's 2, 1, 2, 1. So let's see what our Y values are doing. We went from negative 7 to negative 1, which is plus 6. Negative 1 to 2, which is plus 3. 2 to 8, plus 6. And 8 to 11 is plus 3. So now we have an interesting change in Y over change of X. We have 6 over 2. So I'm going to start with 6 over 2. And we also have 3 over 1. 3 over 1. And I have to determine if those are the same thing. Well, of course, if you divide 6 by 2 and 2 by 2, you'll get 3 over 1, or 6 divided by 2 is 3. So these are equal. They're the same thing. So essentially, when we go up by 2 on our X values, we're kind of going up by 1 twice, right? And if we're going up by 1 twice with our X values, doesn't that mean we're going up by 3 twice as our Y values? So basically we're doubling it. So instead of having every single point added, we're going up 2 instead of up 1 at a time. So 6 over 2 is the same thing as 3 over 1. We're just doing the same thing twice. That's why those are the same thing. So this average rate of change or this slope is linear. It's constant. And it would reduce just to a positive 3. Our slope is 3. You can say 3 over 1. 6 over 2 is correct, but it is not in its most simplified form, and we always want to get it into its most simplified form, which of course is going to be 3 over 1 or just 3. All right, let's find our change in Y and change of X here. So remember, you want your Y values on top of your X values to find your slope. So from negative 4 to 2 is plus 6. 2 to 4 is plus 2, and 4 to 6 is plus 2. Our Y's from 7 to negative 2 is minus 9. Negative 2 to negative 5 is minus 3. And negative 5 to negative 8 is minus 3. So let's see if this is consistent. We have negative 9 over positive 6. So negative 9 over positive 6. You might notice I dropped the plus signs on my positive. Obviously, if there's nothing there, it's positive, but we still need to keep that negative sign on the 9. Then my other delta Y over delta X is negative 3 over 2. So those are equal. Both of those are equal because if we divide negative 9 by 3, we get negative 3. And if we divide 6 by 3, we get 2. So negative 3 over 2 and negative 9 over 6 are the same thing. So our most reduced version is the negative 3 over 2, which is going to be our final answer. So the average rate of change of the line created by this table is -3/2, meaning you fall 3 and run 2 if you were trying to make a graph. Let's do a couple more here. We're going to see our delta y and our delta x. So exactly how we've been doing it. And remember, y goes on top. So my x values went up by 2, up by 1, up by 2, and up by 1. These are going up by 6, up by 3, up by 6, and up by 3. So again, we have 6 over 2, 3 over 1. We've seen this one before. 6 over 2 is the same thing as 3 over 1, which is just 3. Okay, let's do one more. Here we're going to go up by 2, up by 1, up by 3, and then up by 6. Okay, so we're kind of all over the place with our change in x's. Let's see what our change in y's are doing. This is down by 4, down by 2, down by 6, and right here from -4 to 16 is down by 12. So we have to see if all of these change in y's over change of x's are the same. So we'll start with -4 over 2. -4 over 2 is the same thing as -2, right? Because -4 divided by 2 is -2. Let's see about -2 over 1. Yeah, well, -2 over 1 is also -2. So those two equal each other. Let's see about -6 over 3. Well, -6 divided by 3 equals -2. So all three of these things reduce to -2. And then let's try -12 over 6. So -12 over 6 also reduces to -2. So the average rate of change here